Alright guys, we're back. How's it going? Whew, it's hot out here. Let's see if we can crack into this felony. Get off those bad screws that I had on there and change a pinion to the high-speed pinion so we can actually get back out there and do some higher speed passes. Let's get to it. Car looks great. So what we have to do is I'm gonna have to take off all my wiring. I'm wondering if I can just like slip it off from this side. Yeah, I might try and do that. Excuse the background noise. They're cutting stuff, of course. Alright, let's figure this out. Oh great, this side isn't with tie straps. I used twines, some of those electrical twines. I knew I did this for a reason. I knew I was actually gonna do this at some point. This is just my light system. I guess I'll do a video on that when it's like later so you can actually see the lights. But yeah, let's get that brace up. We'll have to unscrew this top part here. Alright, so we're gonna do, I'm gonna have to Dremel a straight line into this, see if we can get enough groove to bite, and I'm just gonna use like a flat head and knock this guy off. Put some heat on there with my that guy. Wowee. Oh, yes. Oh, jeez. Let's get the other one. Holy cow. Let's do this first. Let's get a groove in there first. Next thing is, I hope I can actually find these screws in my kit. If not, I'm gonna have to buy new ones. But anyway, we'll get there. Let's see if we can crack it without any heat. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, get out of there, get out of there. Good Lord. Oh. Guys, this has been. Oh, look at this. Look at this. They use like some silver thread locking. Golly. Bonkers, man. Get out of there. Look at how much they did. Oh, what? That's ridiculous. Alright guys. Got it off. Gonna get that 27 tooth pinion on there in a bit. Also realize that from Arma, from the factory, they have the gear meshing on this thing really tight, so it was actually chewing. If you can see, it's actually been chewing the gears on this just a little bit, not too much, not anything too crazy, but I guess over time it'll probably chewed right on through till it started slipping. So the gear meshing was way too tight on there, so that's a good example of why you need to check that meshing. But we got these screws off. Look at whatever they were using. It was some gray thread locking, so I had to actually just Dremel through, get enough groove on there to use a flathead and crack those off. For one of them I needed heat, the other one wasn't too bad, but I'm gonna have to find these screws, see if I have them. I really hope I have them in my kit from the other from the Creighton. They use the same kind of screws, so I'm gonna see if I can find those and get them on there. But yeah, so far so good. We got everything back on. We got the bar back on and got the twines back on there with my lights. So we just need to move this stuff out the way. Boom, boom, boom. Change off that gear, take off that little C-clip on the end, and then get the gear meshing with that new gear, the 27 tooth pinion. And we are going to be ready for some serious speed running. All right, guys. We'll be back in a bit. All right, guys, I'm back after quite some time trying to find some screws and stuff. I really did not want to make a Home Depot / Lowe's run, so I said, you know what, let me dig around and see what I find. And I found the perfect replacement. It's some countersink screws here, some socket caps. This is the actual code right there, if you can see it. I'll flip it this way. So that's what I'm using. This is what came off. This is what I'm using. So it's a direct fit. I already tried it. The length, it's a little bit longer, but it does fit, which is even better. So it gives it some more thread into it. So, I mean, it works out pretty good. I'm definitely going to be using the Loctite, the blue Loctite, the thread locker that I got the other day. So I'm going to be using that, as well as using that in the 27 tooth pin that I'm going to put on there. Because this is just, this stuff, this gray stuff, I mean, this is just overkill, man. So basically, just as a recap as to what I had to do to get these off, because I tried a whole bunch of stuff just to try and get them off without having to get to this phase. And this I consider to be level 2, but level 1, I just tried to apply some heat, and I put in the actual the hex bit in the top that fits it and try to crack it off. It wouldn't move, and it just kept slipping. As well, if you get some high quality hex bits, like the actual hex screwdrivers, those are even better. The actual quality of the metal that they're used, the bit, is a whole lot better. This is like some cheap stuff that I got from, you know, my auto store. So this is what I have available to me. But what I ended up having to do, as you saw, I used a screwdriver, and I hammered into the actual top of the screw so it could get a groove, and then based on where that line was, I started to cut into it. Now, if you don't exactly have a Dremel, you can also use a saw, a hacksaw, or anything like that to cut into it. But did that cut into it? As you can see here, just
deep enough groove. Try not to cut too deep because you'll cut off the actual button top or whatever head that's actually on there. So I just cut into it, and then from there, um, I was able to get the head of the screw, the flathead, on there and crack it off. So one of them I was able to crack off without heat, but the other one I applied some heat using the actual uh, soldering iron. So just apply some heat, put it on there. I mean, a lot of people use a torch gun. I didn't want to use a torch gun, and neither do I have one because the car actually has um, plastic pieces around it. Even though I took this piece off, it actually has like plastic pieces under here, and I didn't want to get them melted or too hot. So I applied the heat directly to the screw. That way, the screw is getting heated up first, and then everything around it would get hot, and it's metal that's around it. So I got that done. I was able to crack that guy off, and boom, here we go. Because it's actually the thread lock that's holding. Look at all that thread lock, and even down here. Let me take this out and show you. Look in that guy. All that white stuff, that white powder, that's thread lock that they got in there, man. So they use quite a bit to get in there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna clean this up just a little bit. I'm probably gonna use some isopropyl alcohol and some Q-tips or something and just clean out in there just a little. So I get some of that residue off, because if I still try and screw this in here, look at this. It's still it's like so caked on there that it doesn't want to screw in there. But this one is fine. This one just screws right in. See? That one screws right in. So this one is caked up quite a bit. I'm gonna clean it out a little bit and then I'll come back. Alright, I'm back. Just got some 91% isopropyl alcohol, whatever I had around the house, you know, if my kids get any cuts and scrapes. So let's just drop a little bit. Nah, let's not do it like that. Let's get some on some of this here. Let's clean off around it and squeeze it so it kind of drips down in there. Let's see if I can. Let's get some more. It's like I need a whole bunch more. Just kind of drawing it a little bit and squeeze some in there. Don't worry, you're not killing anything, especially it's isopropyl alcohol. So it's just gonna dry up really quick. So I'm gonna just get this guy in there a little bit. Let's also do this. I'm gonna put some in there, and then I'm gonna use a screw it in, and then back it out, see if it pulls out anything. Screw it in. I gotta hurry up so it doesn't dry up. All right, screwing a lot better. This one is so much better. Screw it all the way down. Bam. This one is good. Just make sure just one more time on this one that it's good before we start tightening anything down. You don't want any residue to get to the bottom of the cap, the screw cap, and then you can't really can't tighten it down. Oh, I forgot to tell you, while I was digging up and trying to find these for however long I was looking, I found the rest of the screws that came with the Creighton. And check this out. This is a good way to compare it. Let me show you. See, look how deep this one is. So it just gives you a whole lot more depth to work with. All right. First thing we're gonna do is try and get off that C-clip that's on there. There's an actual C-clip on there. So we're gonna use our brand new handy dandy C-clip remover. So it should be like you, I don't know how the hell you use this. How do you use this? All right, so first thing you do, the C-clip can, you know, move around like this. So you just kind of move it around to the flat side of the motor, get something in there, and bam, that guy's off. That little guy. That actually is pretty nifty. It keeps the motor from slipping off. Even if that grub screw decides to back out, like what's happening on the Creighton, this stops it from sliding all the way off. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we need this because we're actually gonna put it back on. There we go. So this guy's off. See, those are the teeth that I was talking about right there. Looks all shiny because it was kind of getting eaten up. All right, so that's a 16 tooth pinion. We're gonna put on this big boy right here, the 27. Let's just back this out. We're gonna put some thread locker on there. And then we get that guy on there. All right. This long side here goes in here like so. Make sure you line it up. All right. So what we're gonna do right now is match it up against the gear meshing to make sure that it's in line, because you want to make sure that the gear basically meshes up like this and not is like shifted too forward or too backward, just to be in line. So let's do that first so that we'll know exactly where we're gonna put everything. Yeah, Armor makes it easy. Since it's there, this is the pinion that they supplied and everything. They make it really easy. It just goes basically almost all the way back. It even has like a groove right here, so you can get your screwdriver in there and tighten it up. So I'm gonna put it like about here, and then I'm gonna tighten it up. All right. All right. That guy's on there. He's not rubbing against anything. Good to go. Now let's get the C-clip back on. Whoops. That just flew away. All right, we're back. All right, I'm back. I found it. Guess what? That's what I got. That's what I get for being lazy. There goes the pliers. I got them. There we go. Let's put this guy. Slide him back on there. Just like so. Rounded part. Best as you can. And then take the pliers. Squeeze that guy back on. Boom. And he is good to go. All right. Let's get him in here. All right. Check our gear meshing. Can just hold here, because this turns the whole thing. So just hold here. Hear that wiggle? That's what we want to hear. If we don't hear it, and it's all the way in like that, that's not what you want. That's too much. So you just pull it up. It's too much. That's right. Okay. So we're going to get some thread locker on these guys as well. And screw them in. All right, guys. Took another quick break. Again, had to use some choice words. Apparently, these are definitely too long. So what was happening is that I would screw it all the way down, and it would be so long that the tip of the screw would actually hit the shaft of the motor. So when you move forward, it would just lock up. So I put on a little brass washer right here to kind of offset that. So yeah, let's get this screwed back on again. One thing you're gonna see on this channel is the woes, the woe days. Let's go. Isn't it great when a plan doesn't come together? All right, let's just hand tight these. Don't need to over tighten them. And that's it. All right, guys, I think we are ready. I'm gonna take it outside right now. You guys are gonna come with me, just to do like a quick pass to make sure everything is actually tight and it's okay. So let's get outside. All right, guys. Whew. We're gonna run this really, really quick. I'm not doing probably. I'll probably do like one or two passes. I just want to make sure that nothing falls off and everything is tightened up, and we are ready. The next time we're ready to set up and do a speed pass. It is way too hot out here. It is like 90 something degrees. I am sweating my you know what off. But yeah, did not charge up the batteries from the last time. I think it had like maybe about 50% charge left. Let's see. Yeah, has some good charge. All right, let's get out there real quick. Super hot. Okay. My black stallion. Oh my goodness, it's going. All right, guys, I'm controlling this thing with one hand. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it down here. Definitely not gonna go full throttle. All right, nothing's falling off. Just let it coast. Oh my goodness. Woo. Hope you like, subscribe, and share. In the next one, hopefully, we'll get back out there and do some speed passes, see how fast this thing really goes. Anyway, take care. Peace.